Welcome once again to Breakfast Central. And now to share with us the latest in sports news, we have Udoka Njoku.
Good morning,
That was a very unwelcoming intro.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I'll do that again.
Our beef
All right, please
continues.
do.
I'll do that again. Now, Breakfast Central, of course, is always incomplete without sports. And who better to take us through the world of sports than the one and the only Udoka Njoku. It's always a pleasure to have you join us.
Thank you very much, beautiful Ollie.
Thank you.
I mean, that's how you introduce someone, not the violent way Osarage chose to do that this morning. But of course, let's jump straight to sports now. Starting off with the World Athletics Championships, Timothy Cheruiyot is hoping to recover in time for the next championship after losing his 1,500-meter title at the World Athletics Championships. Now, Cheruiyot appeared to keep in the mix for silverware at the Hayward Field, but faded in the closing stages before he finished in the 6th position with a time of 3 minutes, 30.69 seconds. 26-year-old has struggled with a recurring hamstring problem over the past 18 months, and he may have sensed he wasn't a medal contender. Now, Great Britain's Jake Whiteman beat the quality field thanks to powerful finish to clock a world lead time of 3 hours, 29.23 seconds, and celebrate his country's first gold at the 18th Worlds. Going over to football now, Nigeria's players are in dispute with the country's football federation, the NFF, ahead of their third-place playoff at the Women's Africa Cup of Nations. None of the Super Falcons players reportedly received their allocated allowances or bonuses of over $10,000 for the wins over Botswana, Burundi, and Cameroon. Now, the players boycotted training on Wednesday evening, prompting the NFF to act swiftly in order to prevent another strike before the match against Zambia on Friday. The financially stricken NFF, which receives its funding from the Nigerian government, has made a $1,000 payment to each player of the 9-time African champions to cover their 10 days allowances. Now, a special advisor to the Minister of Sports, Sunday Dare, said the issues are being resolved and the team has received verbal assurances that they will be paid. And to transfer news now, Calvin Bassey has completed his move to Ajax for a Rangers club record fee of £19.6 million. The Nigerian defender, who is 22, has signed a 5-year deal with the Dutch champions, while add-ons could boost the sale by another £3 million. Bassey made 15 appearances as Rangers won their first top-flight title in a decade during his debut campaign. Now, last term, he racked up 50 games as the Ibrox club reached the Europa League final and won the Scottish Cup. Now, Bassey now joins up with Ajax at their training camp in Austria, with the Amsterdam club kicking off their defense of their Eredivisie title on the 6th of August, a week after they meet PSV in the Johan Cruyff Shield. And to tennis we go now. Novak Djokovic's hopes of playing in the US Open suffered another blow after the tournament said it would respect the United States government's rules on the COVID-19 vaccine. Now, the US requires non-citizens to be fully vaccinated against coronavirus to enter the country, meaning Djokovic, who has made it repeatedly clear that he will not take the vaccine, will not be allowed entry. Now, the Wimbledon champion, who was also banned from playing in the Australian Open due to his anti-vaccination stance, said after his success in London that he was waiting, hopefully, for some good news from USA. And that 5-year-old, the 3-time champion at Flushing Meadows, was named on the entry list for the final Grand Slam of the year on Wednesday, but that is routine rather than an indication that he'll be allowed to play. And to the CAF Awards now, Mohamed Salah and Sadio Mane are set to go head-to-head once again on Thursday when the African Footballer of the Year is announced at the Confederation of African Football Awards in Rabat, Morocco. Now, the duo have engaged in an intense rivalry, with Salah's Egypt taking on Mane and Senegal in epic matches in the Africa Cup of Nations final and also the World Cup Finals elimination round. Now, Mane, who is the current holder of the award, will battle former winner alongside his compatriot Edward Mendy, who is a new entrant in that one. So we look forward to the CAF Awards that will go down later, and we'll get to know who the eventual winner would be. Will it be Mane, Salah, or will it be the goalkeeper Edward Mendy? Well, that's a wrap on sports. And to Osarage, let me ask you about Novak Djokovic and his stance on not wanting to take the vaccine. I mean, it is the rule that before you get to play particular competitions, they've made it standard that you have to take the vaccine. And Djokovic has said, look, I will not take the vaccine, but should it affect his playing particular tournaments?
I mean, rules are rules, and if the tournament has decided to protect other players from COVID-19, and of course Djokovic decides that he doesn't want to be vaccinated, then rules are rules. I don't know if he's going to, be given a totally different court to play, amongst people who are also unvaccinated. I don't know what he wants. But those are the rules, and he has to abide by them. I just find it funny. I saw someone comparing him to Muhammad Ali a few days ago, saying, that they were both trying to, punished for, speaking against one thing or the other, which just made me, which is a total joke. But rules are rules, and if the tennis federation say that you must be vaccinated before you play, then you have to be vaccinated. It's not. I'm not sure what else he wants, to be said.
I mean, he does have a right to decide what he wants.
This is right, but of course.
I totally agree with what you say as regards rules being rules. It's just really sad. I'm sure he had high hopes, and it's unfortunate that this is happening to him after it's also happened to him in Australia. As well. I don't know. I don't see the way out of this yet. But it's just a really sad one.
I would like to hear his views on, his genuine views on why he has chosen to not be vaccinated.
He has refused to say. He doesn't want to take the vaccine, and so be it. So it's what he wants. It's his choice not to take the vaccine. And, of course, it's going to be more like a deterrent for his professional career playing tennis. Right now, he is actually the world number 7, regarded as the former world number 1. So if he doesn't get to play in key tournaments, of course, his ranking will keep dropping, and it will surely affect him. But to women's football now, the Super Falcons are on strike, in quotes, and of course the NFF said they are actually working towards
rephrase that. Allowances. Say the financially stricken NFF, because that's what you referred to them as. I saw that.
I mean, it's really sad when we keep hearing about this. Do we have to fight? Do we have to go on strike before the proper things are done? I mean, these ladies are 9-time champions of the Wafcon tournament, and they're vying for a 10th one, which didn't happen. They lost to Morocco on penalties. But right now, they have to play Zambia for a 3rd place position to win bronze medal in that one. But of course, they've not been paid their allowances, and they had to stay away from training before the NFF would come out to the media and say, look, we are working towards paying you guys. I think it's totally wrong.
I think this is just a reflection of where our priorities as a nation lie, as a continent lie, and it's evident that sports or sporting excellence is not one of them. We find that this is exactly what's happening. People are not getting adequately remunerated, or they're not even getting paid at all. They go on a strike. The strike lasts for a long time, affects the game, affects the ranking, affects our PR, our public, our image, and it's just really sad. It just shows that not enough attention is being paid to sports. And a laborer, even the Holy Book says a laborer is deserving of his wages. Just unfortunate that, life would go on. ASU is on strike. NFF is being financially attacked. It's just, we're seeing it happening in different sectors. Our priorities might be said to actually be misplaced.
When priorities are misplaced, it means that they've been taken from one and placed on another. And I can't even say where it has been taken to. What's the thing that we place priority on?
Politics.
Well, there's a procedure before the money gets down to, so they said. So let's wait until the end of today. We'll get to see if the money will be paid or not.
I really do hope that the money is paid, because they put in so much work to not get treated like this. But thank you very much, Udoka, for joining us.
Thank you very much.
We look forward to more updates coming from you again.
Sure, sir. Thank you very much. And you have a beautiful day.
Oh, Lord.
I will. You
Goodbye,
too.
Udoka.
See you outside the studio.
Goodbye.